Let's talk about how to paste wallpaper. First step, gathering materials. Now, regardless of peel and stick or paste, you will need these items. A level of some kind, wallpaper smoothers. I use the ones with felt a lot for peel and stick and the red one a lot for paste. Scissors and an X-Acto knife. Next, you're gonna need your wallpaper. And if you're doing paste, you're gonna need an adhesive. I use the Roman Ultra Clear Strippable Paste. An adhesive roller and roller frame, a cheap paintbrush, and a paint pan and liner to put your glue in. All right, now let's get this up on the walls. First, you're gonna wanna decide where to start with your first piece. You wanna choose a spot that if the pattern doesn't match up, it will be the least noticeable. For me, that's above the door frame. Next, using my level, I'm gonna see if the door frame and the ceiling are actually straight. Noticing that the door frame is not perfectly straight, I'm going to overlap my wallpaper onto it a little bit to make sure that my first piece is level. Using the roller and the brush, I put the adhesive right onto the wall. I'm using the brush for the creases, the roller for the main section. I only put adhesive on one section at a time. The wallpaper I chose is from West Coast Walls and it is in pre-cut sheets. This made the process go so much faster. You should leave more room at the top than I did because the ceiling isn't always level all the way around the room. Notice that I checked with the level to make sure the right side of the paper is straight, and using my little wallpaper smoother tool, I'm making sure everything is stuck completely to the walls and pushed into the creases. I'll cut the excess with an X-Acto knife in just a little while. Something I love about paste paper is that it doesn't get as many creases as peel and stick. It also is more forgiving when you need to move and adjust. If you notice in that last clip, I had a paper towel. I was wiping the little scraper tool off. I tend to put more adhesive than necessary because I think that's better than not enough. So sometimes when I'm smoothing out the paper, excess adhesive comes out. You just have to wipe it off. One thing I'm obsessed with this paper is how each one is labeled by number and tells you which one to put up next. This honestly just made the process go so much faster. I love not having to manage cutting a roll, and I love that there was no guessing on where the pattern was going to line up. I was able to do 3 walls in this room in just one afternoon. I thought it would be helpful to show you how to do an outside corner, an inside corner, and then I X-Acto knife at the end. Outside corners are fairly easy. Make sure that your paper is lined up straight. Then I make a little slit at the top just in the excess part. X-Acto knife off the side that's done. Then I can work on making sure the other side is straight. Because corners can be wonky, I always check with my level to make sure that it's straight before I paste it down. Then once I make sure that's level, I smooth it all out and then cut the excess at the top. My best advice is to just take corners slow. Don't be too eager to cut off the excess. Make sure everything is in place first. With inside corners, you're definitely going to want to muster up some extra patience, especially if you're working with peel and stick. Again, you want to tackle getting the first side straight, push everything into the creases, and then work with the next side, making sure that it's level. Let the top corner be wonky for a second and then work on cutting it. Unfortunately, I did not get the cutting piece in this video. My camera wasn't angled high enough up, but slowly cut your first side and work your way toward that corner. Before your adhesive dries, you want to make sure that you cut off all the excess just in case you have extra glue. You don't want it to be stuck. You could use your level or this little scraper tool. I hold my little X-Acto knife against it and slide it down with it. That way I make sure that the lines are even and straight. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have questions and good luck on your next project.